And we are live. Welcome everyone to episode 11 of the Brian and Tubbs Culture Cast. I hope you've all had a great weekend. So let's get down to it straight away. How is Tubbs today?
Good, man, good. Fucking went out to do a bit of pitch and putt and driving range golfing today, so it was get the frustration of the week out.
You did outdoor things?
Did outdoor things today, which was a strange thing. Yeah, it was pretty damn fun. I'm pretty shit at it though. Let's be honest. I haven't played fucking any
Yeah,
form of golfing or whatever else for God knows how long.
I suppose the main thing though is that we can actually get out and go around a bit now. Hopefully it's coming to the near end of this pandemic, but who knows? Anyway, let's not dwell on that shit because we came here to lose ourselves in pop culture. So one little thing that I forgot to mention last week, I only thought of it the following day actually, when we were talking about Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yes.
Is Russell Crowe, my favorite actor for a long time, has been cast in Thor: Love and Thunder. And initially, I thought, when I heard it first, remember that play thing they did in the last one in Thor Ragnarok?
Yes. I thought it was going to be like a little cameo there with Matt Damon or something.
Yeah, because it had Matt Damon, Sam Neill, it had Hemsworth's brother, Liam.
Yeah.
In Ragnarok, and that was a pretty cool scene, pretty nice scene, but it was funny and everything, but it's pretty throwaway for those three pretty cool actors. Like, they could have had awesome roles, which they still could have. Like, but have I lost the Tubbs?
No, I'm still I'm listening to you.
Okay, this is the thing you picked up on your podcast.
It is, yes.
Twisted Tubbs podcast every Wednesday, Friday, guys. 4:30 GMT.
4 p.m.
Yeah, so like 4 p.m. I'm so used to saying 9:30 with my one. So yeah, crossing the streams.
It bleeds into everything else.
You don't cross the streams. So yeah, like, he's been cast as Zeus.
Yeah.
Which is incredibly exciting. So like straight away my mind went to Hercules, Ares, and all these characters being brought into the MCU, which is fucking hella exciting because Ares is one of my favorite Marvel characters, not the DC one, as he was one of the Dark Avengers and one of the Thunderbolts and basically a badass anti-hero, which should have been in DC as well. So what's your thoughts on the Tubbs?
Well, you know this of me. I said this after Man of Steel, and not just because Man of Steel, just in general, but that movie for me. I would listen to Russell Crowe speak for 2 hours, black screen, hands down. I think the man is fucking unbelievably cool. It's such a good casting choice for him in general. And to have Christian Bale as was it Gore the Butcher?
Yeah, Gore the God Butcher.
But the only thing I would say, this movie getting stacked. Like, it's fucking stacked. But to have a Russell Crowe in your stacked deck, that is a fucking awesome card to have. And I reckon he will fucking nail it.
It's almost as stacked as Chris Hemsworth is himself.
Is fucking now. We all know that, like, for what, like, he is getting Thor, but he's getting bigger for a reason.
He's playing Hulk Hogan, yeah.
Because he's going to be playing Hulk Hogan, but he has gotten massive. Like, he's getting, I wouldn't say up there, but he's starting to get up to like levels of where The Rock is getting now.
He should definitely play like He-Man as well soon.
We can only fucking hope,
Which is a nice segue, actually. That I just thought of this when I heard of He-Man. When I thought of He-Man, is they've lost their leading man, Noah Centineo.
They have.
So again, that movie is just going spiraling into nowhere again.
But see, for me, unless they were going to do like a Shazam thing where like your man would like hold the sword up and like, by the power of Grayskull, and to become a different like maybe, I don't know, his face or whatever.
By the power of person. CGI, I become He-Man.
Yes, a different person playing He-Man. I mean, then I would have been like, all right, that's cool, because your man that they cast, I was like, No fucking way. No way is he Adam of Grayskull.
I can just picture the Hulk saying, "Puny Prince Adam."
Hemsworth, though, like, this is your chance. You have a movie that has no lead actor. Like, see if you can fit it in. See if you can go, Chris, we just need you to fucking sign on and do this. Because if you had Hemsworth on the project, it wouldn't continue to spiral.
Like, I wonder then, like,
You know?
do you do like the 80s one and ditch
I
the whole
lost to
Prince
Brian.
Adam thing? No, I'm still here.
Maybe.
But
Have I?
no, I can still see you, Tubbs.
I think I have. Maybe I've lost to Brian. I don't know.
Can you not see me? Are we back? No? Hello?
And
I've lost the Tubbs, I think. And we are having some issues here.
what
There
the
you
fuck
are.
happened there? I was
I don't know.
rambling on about He-Man and Chris Hemsworth and how the thing wouldn't spiral no more. And
I heard all of that though.
yeah, and then and your thing was just completely frozen.
Ah, never mind.
Huh.
We move.
Okay, it doesn't matter. We talked about Thor, or Russell Crowe's casting, He-Man, possibly Chris Hemsworth. We want.
So
not
I was
happening.
no, what I was going to reply back to you there was like, if Hemsworth were to take this on, do you then do the same thing as the 80s movie and disregard the whole Prince Adam thing then and just go whole on He-Man?
No, God, I mean,
Unless they did
from-
like unless they did the Captain America thing from the first one and having
No.
like really skinny CGI.
I genuinely, yeah. Look, unless they were going to do it like that, then yeah. I mean, I do think like, I think they could make a He-Man movie where he's just He-Man. Yeah, of course. I mean, they could. It worked in the 80s. You know, well, to a point. I still love that fucking movie, so I don't give a fuck.
So do I.
Um,
Guilty pleasure.
Yeah, it worked in that movie. And they weren't even on fucking Grayskull or fucking his attorney, as it.
Yeah, Eternia, yeah.
Eternia for the entire movie. It was just like
Hashtag Asgard.
exactly. So, but I mean, look, if you want to keep it in line, I would love to see like Adam of Grayskull turning into He-Man.
Mm.
You know, but I mean, let's be honest. Look back at the 80s cartoon. Adam of Grayskull was
He
the
was a
same
big dude.
height and build as
Yeah.
He-Man. All he did when he turned into He-Man was he lost the pink sweater vest, and swapped it out for some chainmail. You know,
It's like the whole like what film am I thinking of? The Wizard of Oz. The sword gave him his courage, his heart, and I think his brain. Was the last one? So yeah.
I think it would have more of an impact because you could weigh up stakes more. Do you know what I mean? Like if the sword ever got like knocked away from him, taken off him, and he reverts back to Adam of Grayskull, you know, then he isn't as powerful. Do you know what I mean? And you know, if you were to do the whole thing where he's an average looking dude, but then when he becomes He-Man, he's huge.
I think as well, it's a great opportunity to redeem Skeletor from the joke that they've made him out to be lately. Your ceremony supermarket. Do you know that?
Oh yeah. I mean, he was one of the fucking biggest villains of our fucking childhood.
Frank Langella played him, man. He was fucking awesome.
I mean, the Skeletor from the Masters of the Universe film from the 80s, he was fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
He was really fucking good. Like, I know a lot of people give that film a lot of shit, but man, I fucking loved it. Jesus Christ, good fucking movie.
Watch the making of that movie and what they had to go through in making it and what they came out with. It was still decent. Like,
yeah, I mean, does all of the effects and shit stand up today? Probably not. But is the magic still there? Yes, it is.
Let's look at the comments for the first time today.
Yep.
I have to laugh at these already. Damien says, hello all, or evening all. I hope Tubbs has been spotting up on the Serpent Society for later, Brian.
And what was that?
Damien said, I hope you're swatting up on the Serpent Society for later. Their Marvel comic group. Grandmaster is also rumored to return in Thor 4. And I think it was you who was freezing Tubbs because Damien says Tubbs playing statues, lol.
So it was my connection, so.
And Mick says hi.
Okay.
And Mick Houlihan says, shite internet again, Tubbs.
And I'll tell you a little story, right? They started building a motorway connection out where I live. And ever since they did, the connection has been shocking. It's been just going in and out, in and out.
guys, the funniest thing of all is Tubbs is the one of the two of us that is supposed to have 100 meg internet, whereas I am living in the sticks with shit internet.
260 megabyte broadband is what I actually have. I get this
Christ,
fucking, and it's not even the speeds, the up and downs. It's basically fucking whatever bandwidth is used for fucking this kind of stuff seems to fucking fuck me. You know?
So Mick says, oh no, sorry, James McGurk, hey lads, welcome back, James. Nice to have you back again. And Damien says, Skeletor, Hordak, Count Marzo, all great baddies, and Phil Murdy. Yes, Hordak and the Horde does not get enough love. He was originally a She-Ra villain, though.
Yes, so, but that Kevin Smith He-Man Revelations cartoon is rumored to have all of them. Like they're all in it. Yeah, so you're going to get your fill. You're going to get your fill when this comes out, apparently. And you know that's animated by the Castlevania guys on Netflix.
Yeah, and a new season that has been announced as well. There's a trailer during the week. Season 4.
It's been a busy pop culture week, Brian.
It has. So,
it has.
What will we move on to next? So, Invincible is over this week. That we watched the finale, and also they dropped just before, I think it was Thursday evening, they dropped the fantastic news that season 2 and 3 are coming. And Tubbs, do you want to hear something? Do you want to hear something interesting?
Yes.
I started reading the trade paperbacks this evening.
What? Did you start reading them?
Yeah.
Start reading the comics?
I did. I had to.
Yeah,
I was like, my brain. I need more. So yeah.
I mean, this finale, man. Like, should we just throw up the spoiler warning now?
Yeah, like obviously, guys, if you're watching the show by now, you know everything's going to be spoiled that we talk about. So this will be your spoiler warning for Invincible, the season finale, which aired originally on Friday on Amazon Prime. Yeah, let's get into it a bit. So we'll give you 3 seconds to leave. 3, 2, 1. My God, Omni-Man fucked up, Mark.
Like, I genuine, like this opening sequence of this episode it's a weird one. In the end of the first episode, my jaw hit the floor due to what happened. In this episode, I kind of figured it was going to happen, but I thought it was going to happen like at the end, and it wasn't going to be as full on. I've been saying it for the whole season, and every single episode we've done on this show, that Omni-Man is a fucking straight up asshole. Like,
I said it. I called it straight away. He was a fucking conqueror.
You did. You called it very well caught. But I don't think anything in my brain thought that he would do that much damage to his own son.
Yeah.
Genuinely didn't think it. He fucked him up. Like, I mean, honestly fucked up as my Wi-Fi signal, you know?
No, go on.
Yeah. But yeah, it was fucking unbelievable. Like, and it went on. I mean, this was a 40-something minute episode, and I think the entire first 10, 12 minutes of this episode was them fucking killing each other.
And do you know what the really?
I'm not complaining.
Do you know what the really fucked up thing is the violence was not the worst part of this at all. What he said about the wife and what he said about the kid. Oh, like, what the fuck?
Like, if I could kill you here today and just go and make a new one, you know.
Don't you love mom?
Hell.
No, not really. She's more like a pet. I was like, oh,
yeah,
fucking cunt.
She's more like a pet. Like, and it's so fucked up. Like, I mean,
like, I was laughing, but I was shocked.
Like, obviously, out of shock, yeah, because I mean, obviously, look, I mean, this is a cartoon, do you know what I mean? But it's still medium, it's still fucking entertainment, and it still hit me in the fucking feels and in the gut when this happened. But yeah, I mean, as you said, the things he was saying to him about the mother and himself, and you know, And then Mark is just there trying to kind of like, confide in him and just kind of trying to get through to him. And even that part where even like fucking he's grabbing him at the start and he's punching his father and he's like, who's controlling you? Who's doing this to you? And then he just fucking hits him off and he was like, it's me. I'm the fucking one doing it because I'm an asshole, I'm the conqueror of fucking. But the story arc of his actual home planet though is fucking cool. And the fucking dude he killed in the last week's episode from the Guardians. The dude he killed from last week's episode in the Guardians. Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. I said I'd repeat it if it didn't go in. But and he's fucking back as well.
Yeah.
You're fucking fighting like my signal is up tonight, man. Whatever's wrong with it.
But yeah, like I was going to say something now. My brain scrambled and your internet scrambled.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it was just the ferocity. Like that's what I'm going to say. It wasn't just that they were fighting each other. It's how he was like killing him, knocking him into fucking buildings and stuff. He's like, look at these pathetic people, and he steps on a rock at one stage and it just carves up some girl's hand. I was like,
oh yeah, when he had him pinned down and then fucking there's
a hand coming up and he just goes
fucking pins it down. I mean, and even in the part with the train.
Yeah, that was the aftermath of it, yeah.
Yeah, he literally pushed him and he's like this. And the bodies are just fucking slicing through him like, I'm just violent, man. So fucking violent, but in the fucking best way. And I think this is the fucking theme of this week's show, is a very violent content-filled week, I might add. But yeah, yes. Invincible, man. And I did like, even in the end. Now, there's two things I didn't like about this. Is that at the very, very end of it, it just ends and they do that montage of all the villains. And then it ends. And then I'm a sad tubs because I know, fuck, I can't watch any more of this now until it fucking back. Because I wanted to know, like, fuck is, what's happening here? What's happening there? And then the fucking dude, the telepath that he talks to in space. Like he fucking, and actually, I'm fucking swinging around the place. Let's mention what actually happened at the end of the fucking fight. After doing all that shit and saying all that violent fucking horrid shit about his own son,
I think
he just fucking takes off.
Yeah, I think the best line, and there's been some good lines in WandaVision and Winter Soldier as well. I think the best line of any TV show this season so far is he says to him, you're going to grow to 500 years old and there's going to be nobody left. Who are you going to turn to then? He's like, you dead. And I was like,
that's what I mean.
It killed me.
Like, he had beaten him to a pulp and he's still trying to reach him. And then that just showed me like that. Like, I mean, look, they might end up, I haven't read the comics and I don't know where it's going, which I'm happy about. But I don't know, maybe he'll reach him at some point. Maybe Omni-Man will actually be back on the side of good. I don't think that'll actually happen because he has done too much now to be redeemed. No.
Like, the only thing I've learned so far from the comics is I've been calling the girl Adam Eve the whole time. It's actually Atom Eve.
Adam. Yeah, Atom Eve, yeah.
Yeah, but like, what a phenomenal show. And like you said about the montage at the end, there's so much to come for next season and beyond. Like,
I mean, it's setting it up, and I mean, it's even with the big fucking wolf.
Big wolf dude. He can match Chamberlain, man. I bet you.
I mean, they didn't have you didn't have any kind of closure on his fucking act after he took out the Guardians of the galaxy. I'm gonna call him.
What's crazy about that little montage kind of thing is, like, we get excited about when we watch Captain America or we watch any DC or Marvel film. They'll have one little stinger about something that might happen, whereas Invincible just did a montage about 6 things that are definitely going to happen.
Yeah, this is all coming next season.
I need it all.
Yeah. That was my feeling when it ended. I was like, I'm so fucking sick and now that this is over, because I remember when you watched the first episode, you were like, or no, you had like seen the first 2 or 3.
Yeah, the 3 came out the first week, yeah.
Yeah, and you said to me, you was like, man, just like watch it after the first episode, you will be hooked. And I was like, I'll get to it. Man, I couldn't put it down when I stopped. Like, and I'm gonna rewatch the shit out of the first season again.
Same here as well.
I genuinely am, like, but I loved it. Fucking 2 thumbs up for Invincible. It's fucking fantastic, and it's on Amazon Prime and other places if you can find it.
But I have to say, like, I know there's a lot of people don't comment when we talk about Invincible, but if you haven't seen it, guys, seriously check it. You know, it's
I mean,
amazing.
I'll go as far as to say it's I mean, Marvel, you know, we've gotten a lot of Marvel this year.
Mm.
And I will go as far as to say right
It's
now,
the best TV show so far this year.
it's the best superhero TV show that's been released this year,
Yeah.
as of right now. And you know me, I loved WandaVision, and I liked Winter Soldier, you know.
Mm.
But yeah, Invincible, fucking love it, you know,
But yeah,
especially if you love the boys and things like that, man. You know what I mean? Fucking off the chain, fucking hardcore, fucking superhero nonsense. That we're all here for. We're all the nonsense that loves the nonsense, you know.
Like I've encountered some people, like, when I've been telling about it, that they turn around and say, "Oh, well, that's animated. That can't be good.
Yeah,
It's
see,
meant for children."
some people are. I mean, I understand it, man, because I know people like that as well. Some people will watch superhero stuff all day long, but if it's an animated movie, it tends to kind of push them away from it.
Yeah, it's almost like an embarrassment or something. I don't know.
It was like fucking on Amazon this week, and I was just going like, do you know what? Fucking, I'm gonna buy some clothes. But while I was buying some clothes, I was also going, I also need DC animated Blu-rays.
Oh,
You know, so I bought 4 or 5 of those.
so is this a show and tell, Tubbs, or has it not arrived yet?
What the clothes haven't, but the other
No,
two
the
of the other ones
animation,
have.
the animations I was on about. Go on, yeah.
Oh, the animation, yeah.
Okay, guys, do you want to see what I got this week as well? It's related to our last movie review. Let me know in the comments.
Okay, so that's the one you know I got.
Oh, nice. Death in the Family.
That's Dead in the Family. That's the interactive movie, and the one where you can kind of pick the choices as you go, and then as you Brian knows.
Flashpoint, is it? Reborn?
Flashpoint.
Oh, Paradox.
One of my favorite DC fucking stories. Yeah, it's a Flashpoint Paradox, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't see it with the shine.
And Batman The Dark Knight Returns 2, because I have part 1 upstairs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very
Still
cool.
in plastic. Because why do I have them in plastic? Because I don't open nothing.
You have to open DVDs to use them. Okay.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. That was just a little action figure inbox wanker joke.
So I'm going to do the lead up to our next topic by showing off something I got this week.
Mm-hmm.
I think you've seen this, Tubbs. I may be guilty of some drunk Instagram posting during the week featuring this thing. But yeah, this is what I got. Motaro. Full
He's a fucking beast, like.
Fully articulated. But I'm gonna have a review of him up during the week as well. For all those who are interested in Dark Glass. Storm Collectibles. Yep. And he also came. It was actually almost like a 2-pack. Because you know the way in Mortal Kombat when you uppercut someone into the lava and the skeleton comes out? Yeah, it came with him as well.
Like you could totally use that for like a lot of different other characters.
Yeah, it fits in with loads.
Man, you could even use that for, but not even that. You could even fucking use that for like your Predator figures, your fucking things like that. You know, anything you have.
I tell you what,
horror related or
those skeletons
for photography and things.
Those skeletons were originally released in a 2-pack for Golden Axe with the shields and swords and everything.
Really?
Yeah, so they're pretty cool. Yeah. Some comments. Doom.
Yeah.
Mick Holland says, go for it. Mick says, get Dark Knight Returns animated film. Never mind, lol. He said, Batman animated series box set, Damien says. And Brian, thoughts?
It's my favorite cartoon, as you know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Brian, no, you're fine. Thoughts on Kintaro teased for Storm? Yes, I really want Kintaro, but I wish they would start doing more. I want Liu Kang, Kano, Sonya Blade more than anything else. The main three.
So who's on the list and who do they actually have on Storm Collectibles at the moment?
Well, they have all
Like
the ninjas.
who have they released? Just
Okay,
all the
so
ninjas. Yeah, okay.
they have all the ninjas. They have Raiden, Sector, Cyrax, Baraka, Goro. I'm trying to actually see them from over in the corner there. Shao Kahn and Motaro. And
Yeah, okay.
Kung Lao is on the way. And they've also shown like prototypes down through the years for Melina and Kitana and Liu Kang.
Wouldn't you think at this point, with the amount of years that Mortal Kombat is out, that they would have like a full wave of all of these fuckers right now? Like,
Well, like, see, the problem is like they're not like your standard Marvel Legends, which are 20 quid. These are actually expensive. So, and they have so many other they have so many other licenses as well. They have the license to Final Fight, Tekken, Street Fighter.
Yeah.
What else? Streets of Rage, Golden Axe, as I mentioned already, Darkstalkers. So they're really, really, really slowly getting through each line, if you know what I mean. Like,
yeah.
But
I know what you mean. Like,
yeah, I'd love Kintaro though. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
He was such an annoying bastard.
I need to like really start like buying them as I go, as I like pick one up, and just kind of just I'll be happy with the ninjas to start off with.
Damien says,
you know me, my next Storm Collector.
You want Doomsday, don't you?
I want Doomsday, man. I want Storm Collectibles Doomsday,
man.
He's like $150 or something.
Yeah, he's expensive.
Yeah.
The DC Ares just on after being shown there lately as well.
Really?
Yeah, and Zangief as well from Street Fighter.
Saw that, yeah.
Damien says he's so cool, but wanting Kintaro. James says the skeleton reminded me of Jason and the Argonauts. Oh wow, what a film that was!
Yes,
and
good
Clash of the Titans as well, actually.
The original Clash of the Titans.
Yes. Yeah, it was stop motion, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was all stop motion.
So good. Damien says Cyrax and Sector, please. Mick he agrees with me. He said they have far too many lines, such as Street Fighter, Tekken, etc. Like myself, I only collect Tekken, and there's only been 3 figures so far. Like there's been Heihachi, Kazuya, and Jin.
Explain to me how come McFarlane also makes Mortal Kombat characters?
They can make. I think they've the deal, so they can make like how do you say, mass market figures? So like $20 figures.
Right. Okay.
Whereas
there's only a certain selected few that they have. Like,
no, they can make. I think they have the Mortal Kombat video game license. Actually, I could be wrong on that. Mick, do you know? I'm fairly sure that's what they have at the moment. But their Mortal Kombat figures are fucking terrible. I bought Kitana. I bought Kitana, if I can reach. Hold on, if I don't break something. I bought Kitana a few months back. And this is what she looks like. Not bad, but it's these ankles are fucking awful. She can't stand up. I have her leaning against something. And it's fine to look at, but doesn't do it for me, I'm afraid. It's all like really tight and everything. McFarlane figures are shite, if I'm honest. Well, they're not all bad.
Well, I'm a fan. No, I mean the ones I've gotten, like the Superman animated series, Batman animated series, Devastator, and things like that. They've all been pretty fucking good, like the Joker and things like that. But I haven't bought enough to know.
You're an inbox collector, though, aren't you?
Yeah, I haven't taken them out of the box.
See, the first one you mentioned there, the animated Superman. What does Superman do? He flies. He can't look up. So if you want to get your Superman in a flying pose, you can't.
Well, see, what I was thinking about doing was, well, I mean, the what you call it, the Action Comics one's has a pretty good posability on him, though, from what I've seen. But yeah, you've opened them all up, like, and it's not even the fact. I mean, I'm waiting to open all of these fuckers up at one point. I think I'll even do it on an episode of my podcast, and we'll do a crossover. We'll have like Brian's action figure reviews, Twisted Toast podcast crossed over on my podcast. But it's me, like, we'll do it like this, and I'll open them up, or we'll even wait until we can be in the same room to do it, so I can all open them up and you can review them as I do it.
Okay, that sounds cool. Comments.
And then we're talking back and forth like a podcast while we do it, friend.
Like an actual podcast. Like how they used to do it in the old days. So
yes,
Damien
exactly.
says, can you show Cyrax, please, Brian? I will. Give me a few minutes. Zangief, FTW. Yeah. Don't tempt me, Mick. I don't want to get into Street Fighter as well. I only have 2. That's fine. Mick says, just the MK11 license, as far as I know. I find McFarlane's too stiff. Yeah, they're more or less the video game license. Okay, so I'm going to go find Cyrax. It won't be 2 seconds.
Yeah, go on. Go find your figures. We'll talk about the weather. How was the weather, boys? Did you have a good day? Was your Sunday nice? What you had for dinner? I had, I don't know, pizza and shit, and it was all right. You know, went down and played some golf, drove a few balls across the field. Fucking good, delightful. Weather was nice. But yeah, leave it in the comments. Let us know how your day was. Did you have a nice day? Was it shitty? Was it raining where you were? Who knows? Brian's back, so I can stop talking absolute nonsense now.
I want some pizza.
I did have pizza today, yeah.
Fuck you then.
Yeah, it was nice.
Okay, so Damien, I have these figures to show you. So here is Cyrax in his signature pose.
He looks cool.
Got the dreads, the whole lot. He's pretty fucking awesome. He's one of my favorite
What's
ninjas.
the price tag on those now, Brian?
This one, when I bought it new, it was 65 euros plus post, I think.
Shit, okay.
Pretty expensive, I know.
So they are like double the price of the McFarlanes and things like that. So
yeah, these are like collectors. Like, also you can open his chest to put in his net thing as well.
Oh, so you can like fire his shit out at you, yeah.
And yeah, so I have Sector here as well to show off exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
So he can have his missile firing out of his chest.
It's
like so. And that can all disconnect as well. And missile can even come off if you just want the smoke. But yeah. The Mortal Kombat accessories are the best accessories I've ever had on any figure, and that's no bullshit. So yeah,
because the Sub-Zero one, the Sub-Zero without the mask, like I remember you sent me pictures of that and showed me some stuff on it, and it looked unreal. Like
the Sub-Zero comes with an ice cage and everything to put another figure into.
And it comes with like blood splatters and things, doesn't it?
Yeah. All little bones and bits and pieces and stuff. Next level, as I said.
Yeah, really, really, really and truly, man.
But Nick says, do it. Join us, Street Fighter fans. I actually do have Ken and Ryu, but I don't need the rest.
Are they Storm Collectibles too, are they?
Yeah, they have the Street Fighter line as well. Damien says, sunny day. I missed that part. But Mick says, pissing in Wexford clubs, absolute shite.
Ah, shit. Man, dude, it's Ireland. It's fucking, it's up or down, you know? It's unpredictable as balls. Limerick was supposed to be raining today and we got fucking sunshine. So go figure.
And Mick says, Cyrax Sector mold, the best, in my opinion, plus accessories. I'd agree with you there. Damien said, who was the greatest cyborg again? It was Smoke, and it's the one in the line I don't have yet. So
they released it.
Yes, I just refused to buy it at the exclusive price.
Wait till that shit goes down a bit.
Well, it'll probably go more up, so I'm gonna keep an eye.
That's how that works, isn't it? I'm only learning this toy game from Brian. Like, you know, I'm learning as I go.
But like comics and collectibles have it at the moment for our comics and cocktails. Have it at the moment for 65, but there's something wrong with one of the wrists on it or something.
Like I think when I got my first taste of knowing how action figure purchases go is when I decided, you know what, Brian, I'm going to start collecting the 90s Batman animated series action figures. But the red card ones from back in the day, I'd love a few of those. Then I went online and I was like, why the fuck are people charging like 150 quid for an action figure? I was like, it's because they don't make them no more, so now they've become fucking collector's items. And I'm like, motherfuckers, like, you know. So I'm going to buy a 3D printer and I'm going to make them all myself.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You heard it here first. Get your orders in, lads.
$200 a figure, yeah, lads.
In the comments, James says, I really like the look for the Storm Collectibles Sagat. Oh my god. The Storm Collectibles Sagat looks amazing. It is the one figure that really, really made me rocky. That I was like, oh, I really want all those Street Fighter figures now. Because he's probably one of the best they've done.
Have they released Blanca yet?
No. He's one they haven't done
I'm
yet.
pretty sure I'd shell out for him. Like,
if they showed him off in the morning, everyone will buy him.
Yeah.
Like they've done Guile, they've Chun-Li, Bison. They haven't done Vega yet, who I would definitely buy. He's my favorite. He's the one I used to use all the time. So if they did Vega, I'll probably buy him. No lie.
Yeah. Balrog gets no love. Balrog gets like left over in the corner.
Mike Tyson, yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Well, there is actually a Storm Collectibles Mike Tyson, but there isn't a Balrog yet.
Buy the Tyson and just paint him blue and white.
And Balrog was basically Tyson anyway, wasn't he?
He was basically like the Mike Tyson ripoff character, like
fucking
excuse me, but yeah.
Fei Longdon was Bruce Lee.
yeah. Jimmy Fei Long, yeah, fucking hell. And then they had Eddie Gordo and all those, like they fucking came out, and that was all like fucking as they went up through alphas and the different modes. And
Eddie Gordo was Tekken, man.
Eddie Gordo was Tekken. Who am I thinking of?
I have no idea. Oh, DJ.
In the comments, yeah, DJ. Okay, there you go. Eddie Gordo used to be one of the guys in Tekken that I actually fucking loved playing with.
Because he was easy. He was the spam. He was the spam character
and shit, and yeah, man, fucking
press X and circle, and he just kicks everyone to death. It's easy. In the comments, Damien says Brian recommend checking out Figureland UK and Kapow Toys for figure. I use Kapow Toys the whole time. They're excellent. Balrog is left next in line in Street Fighter or Bison. Haven't they done Bison already? They've done a few versions of him, I think. Done like the
you know more than I would. So
they've done the newer version of him, and I think they did a classic one as well, which is now massively priced as well, unfortunately. DJ, yeah, I used to love using him too.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mortal Kombat the movie. Let's move on to that. Now, again, guys, let us know in the comments if you've seen it or not, because we are going to be going into heavy spoiler territory here.
Yeah, I think it's the only way we can talk about this movie is to get into spoilers. Yeah, so like in the nicest way possible, if you haven't seen the movie, jog the fuck on. And we'll talk to you later. But if you have seen it, stick around and we will talk some Mortal Kombat.
But yeah, like all of our segments here, we're only going to spend 20 or so minutes on it. So if you haven't seen it, come back in 20 minutes. If not, stick around because I've got some heavy thoughts on this movie. I know Tubbs has too, or do you? I don't know.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's fucking. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's going to be as like good or as bad as you, but yeah, we'll definitely banter back and forth on this one.
So like, my one of my main points is going to be my Natalie Portman moment of the week later, so you can see where I'm going to go here. Okay. So I think we should get the bad out of the way first.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go with that.
So I want to know your thoughts first, Tubbs.
Okay.
Bad in this movie.
I mean, I could live without. I mean, it didn't really bother me that much, but I mean, I kind of straight off the bat, there was no tournament, and I was like, it's a bit strange. Now I understand they're probably setting it up for a trilogy, so the tournament will probably come next, and then fucking War of Outworld and will come in the third. That's probably what they're building for. Yeah, because this felt like a very much an origin story of sorts for the most part. Things. I mean, like there was one or two things where I was kind of like I don't think some characters got as much love as they should have in this. I thought other people got way more screen time than others should have. I think we can both agree that even though he didn't bother me as much as he bothered you, I think Cole
Nobody bothered me.
Yeah, no, but I think Cole. Um, I mean, yeah, I think if you had just like had Scorpion in Cole's position, or not that position, but just in that arc, one of the other characters in that arc, you didn't really need Cole to tell the story.
No.
You know, yeah, I mean, for me, I didn't hate him as much as most people did. Um, I mean, Scorpion. I loved the bits they gave me with Scorpion,
Mm,
but I just wish they had given me more.
yeah.
You know.
Um,
Oh,
yeah.
one more thing. Well, one more thing before I let you go on. Raiden.
Yeah. I liked him.
I liked him,
Wasn't enough
but
of him though.
not even enough of him. Man, he was one bitter little fucker when he first came on screen. Like for the Raiden, when he first came on and started talking, I was kind of going, Jesus Christ, chill back a bit, man. Do you know what I mean? Fucking cut the fuckers some slack here. Like they're here to kind of help you, and you're being a bit of an asshole right now, which is kind of.
Tough love. I
Oh no,
love that.
it was, and do you know what it was? I didn't get it when it first happened. It was later at the table scene when I was kind of going, oh, now I get what they're doing. That's fine. But yeah, Raiden. I mean, unless it was one of them, maybe I didn't get enough of Raiden. Like you were
Mm,
saying, maybe that was my point to certain characters. But I think that's the fan in me though. I think
mm,
that is the fan of me who's kind of going like, oh well, I wanted more of this character, and I think I should have gotten more of this. But at the same time, it's trying to please everyone. But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, like, do you have more bad than I did? I mean, obviously, I think there's certain parts of the story. Okay, let's be honest. There's certain parts of the story that like just it was like we need to split them up so we can put you in your fight levels and just fight each other. Things like that. And pacing issues were a bit off. I don't know. You talk and then I'll jump in because
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. So first of all, as you know me, I'm a big Mortal Kombat fan since I was a kid, which I will go
and I
into.
know you were looking forward to this.
I even have a story later on when we're talking about 90s video games about how I started watching Mortal Kombat or
Yeah,
playing it. Sorry. So what the fuck was the point of Cole Young? I really, really don't get him. Um, yeah, he was Scorpion's cousin or something. He's long lost descendant, and even
actually,
at the end, you're going.
no. On that note, that you like, we were talking about Cole. There's one point I actually forgot. Now, this is what I'm saying about when you start talking, I remember shit. But
Okay.
remember like obviously the opening sequence for the whole Joe like fucking Scorpion and Sub Zero like Joe before
Mm,
they became their Mortal Kombat characters.
yeah,
Um,
be Han.
and then Raiden shows up and the baby is there, and then he takes the baby away. Did they
Yeah,
pay that off in the movie?
yeah. The baby was basically Cole Young's grandfather's grandfather's grandfather.
Okay. See
It
that?
was
Okay,
it
that's
was
fine.
just to keep the bloodline alive,
Yeah,
basically.
okay. Because I mean, because when Cole Young showed up with his daughter and his wife, I was thinking to myself, wait, didn't they say it was Scorpion's daughter and that's Cole, or did I miss this? I wasn't sure. And then I
Yeah,
was going to go, all right, but then it became bloodline and things as well. Yeah, so yeah, go on. Sorry,
there was
continue.
there was a prophecy that Scorpion's bloodline would win the fucking tournament. Basically, that's what the whole thing was. And yeah, like Mick just said in the comments there, Cole is supposed to be the audience's eyes, which is a bunch of bullshit because I've been a fan of Mortal Kombat for nearly 20 years and I can see the other characters for myself. I don't need a by proxy character like him. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
um, yeah. So, like, the second thing that annoyed me most was the whole mark thing. Now, Cole having the mark makes perfect sense. No problem whatsoever with that.
it's in his lineage and all that kind of crack.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's perfect storytelling. No problem at all with that. But the fact that every other like Earth's champions get this mark and all of a sudden can be killed by somebody and then the mark transfers to them, but only then can you find
Arcana.
your inner arcana superpower. Oh, they just made it too
Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, I do get that. I mean, I do get the whole thing with the mark and the whole. I mean, like as I said, it's another plot device. As if they never mentioned the mark and they never showed a mark, you still could have made the very, very same film. It didn't
Like,
really, you know.
like,
But it is very much a plot device. You know what I mean? It's this thing of like, oh, we need to get Cole from here to here, and this is how he meets Jackson. Blah 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 blah. That's all
like
that is.
when Liu Kang showed up in the desert to greet the trade, and all of a sudden he's doing fireballs. You don't need to explain why. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
exactly. I mean, like we've seen enough, but I mean, I know. I mean, like this is the studio thing, man, where it's like, oh, we need to have explanation because some people might not know what these characters can do. It's been
fucking
around since the
Warner
fucking
Brothers.
80s and 90s, right? Let's be honest, we all know. And anyone that watched this movie was probably a massive fan anyway. Um, but yeah, there's one thing I will say about that though. When they got to the desert and Liu Kang just like starts strolling down the desert towards him, I was kind of going like it was moments like that where I was kind of going, I just seems very like you just dropped that in there, didn't you? Like, you know, he's just there, you know.
But like, yeah, that I didn't mind. My last thing that I didn't like before I go into the stuff that I did like was some characters got done proper dirty and
This is
make
what I meant when I was saying as well as I found some characters just didn't you just
um
they weren't
mix
treated. No one said correctly, but yeah. I mean, you probably kind of wanted a little more out of them before
like
they did the big one.
Mick said they fucked Kun Lao again. Why Netherrealm? Now, Kun Lao, to be fair, he had an awesome entrance. He had an awesome fatality, but yes, he went way, way, way too soon. But that wasn't even my biggest peeve. It was Goro. Goro turns up,
Yeah,
and you just see the silhouette of him, and oh, great, the Shao Kahn is on our side, or whatever Shang Tsung says to him. And then they have this awesome scene where he's like kind of shown as a horror, like almost horror, like attacking Cole's family, and then Cole develops
he's Arcana.
develops light up armor that he bought from a fucking €2 shop, and when his armor lights up, he gets blades and he chops Goro into pieces. Um, after being schooled by Kano 5 minutes earlier in training, just did not make sense.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is what I meant about the pacing and things like that about the movie. It's like I mean, you have things like that. It's where like, and after that, he goes back through the light, and then and that's when he all of a sudden is telling like Raiden what to do. And Luke
Yeah,
Kang's like, we need to split up and we need to split them up and go and things like that. And I mean, I get it, right? I get it. They were building it like now it's time to have the one-on-one fights in the levels because that's kind of what they did. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, Goro for me, yeah, I totally agree. I think Goro. I mean, if this was an origin of sorts, then you should have just
like if they
like
went
when he
right,
cut his hand off, you could have had him just like power back into a portal or something and save him,
mm,
you know. But
like
he did get a fucking wicked death. Let's be honest, it was a fucking wicked death.
like if it was me and if it was me doing that, and this is going to
Hmm?
sound horrible, but I would have had Goro kill Cole's family and then Raiden save him at the last minute. That then gives you an arc for Cole to build into in the next film to
Yeah.
have a revenge fight and then kill Goro. So it's just
Yeah.
all too short. Anyway, I could
So,
bitch and moan more, but I
but
won't.
the fact that they kind of did in Goro in this one makes me think that you are going to probably see Kintaro or Motaro in the next one.
Mm.
But at the very end, out of all of the people that got like bit the bullet, Shang Tsung only took two of them back. So I'm wondering,
Yeah, I
will they be resurrected?
like I know Sub Zero has turns into Noob Saibot in the
Now,
video
do you
games.
think he will come back as Noob Saibot?
Yeah, because the guy that played him, who was awesome, I have to say, is signed on for 3 or 4 movies, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Stuff I loved,
Yes, go.
Scorpion in every scene he was in. He wasn't in it enough, obviously, but he was awesome in it.
Yeah.
Also, Sub Zero being, I don't even think Shang Tsung needed to be in the movie. Sub Zero was an awesome in level boss in his own right. And
Yeah.
every time he came on screen, you felt like something horrible was going to happen to someone.
But I mean, I mean, I didn't think. I mean, I knew he was going to be like the protagonist of sorts in this movie. But
Antagonist.
sorry, antagonist. Sorry, antagonist. Wrong word. But I didn't expect him to be like that fucking rootless of a villain, which I loved. I was like,
Mm,
oh wow, this is fucking awesome. Like how you're showing him as like, you know, because remember when we started playing Mortal Kombat when it first came out, and for some reason it was always Scorpion was always the one that you thought was the villain, and Sub-Zero was always the good guy
'cause what
in their
kind of good
fight.
guy was wear gold, in fairness?
No, but do you know what I mean? Or maybe it was me when I was there for years. I always thought it was like, oh, Sub-Zero is the good guy, and
But Scorpion was
Scorpion.
always the undead demon, so he was obviously the
Yeah,
bad
but
one.
then it was years later when they started to do, because remember back in the day, it was only like, you know, the fighting games, but then they started to kind of open up story arcs and things like that as they went, and then you started to kind of see more of the past, like the prequel or the origins of the characters and things like that, and then
Mm,
you kind of figure out like, oh Jesus Christ, it was actually fucking Sub-Zero that like fucking massacred Scorpion's entire family and fucking
yeah,
like murdered him. We're gonna go, oh, so actually Scorpion's actually the fucking guy that should be, you know, on the right side of the life, but he's a hell demon now. But yeah,
yeah.
Sub-Zero for me was aces. He was fucking aces, and
Yeah, he
Scorpion.
was the best part of the movie for me,
Yeah,
Sub-Zero. Also, I loved Kano. I absolutely loved Kano.
Kano stole the fucking show.
I
He
not
was
only loved
so good. Do you
Kano,
remember when the trailer came out?
yeah,
You know, but you remember the trailer came out? I remember I heard so many people go, "Oh my god, Kano looks so fucking stupid in this film. We stupid fucking eye laser." And I was kind of going, it's like he'd one of the best lines in the trailer. Like, do you know what I mean? It was like fucking Kano wins, you fucking beauty. Do you know, it's like it
if
was
I can be
brilliant.
80.
But
But
the
like,
one the one moment I did love with Kano was where it was just a complete and utter. It was a complete and utter nod to the fans and the game. Was when he's in the fight pit and he's gone up against Liu Kang, and Liu Kang sweeps him, and then sweeps him
oh
again, and
yeah,
then he
yeah,
jumps and he sweeps him. That was just for literally to throw in that like some players that just
move
don't know how to play
spammers.
the game will just keep sweeping and sweeping and sweeping until they take their energy bar. I thought it was so fucking
It
funny.
was
And when I
brilliant.
saw it happen, I was going, "That's fucking cool." And even Kung Lao's fucking appearance when he first showed up, like when
That's what I was
Sub
saying
Zero
earlier
had
when he teleported in.
when like a Sub Zero had Liu Kang, which I will say, but this is what I did like about this movie was it was like Liu Kang in this movie genuinely he's an even full power Liu Kang, like,
Mm.
you know what I mean?
The
He's
one,
very much a student of the game in this movie.
the one thing that caught me by surprise most in this movie is like Cabal is or Cable Cabal, whatever way you want to say
Yeah,
it. I used to always pick him. Was it 3 or trilogy? He came into it first, but I used to always pick him for that like fireball thing
yeah.
he used to do with his shoulder. So when I heard he was going to be in it, I was like, oh no, he's just going to be cannon fodder. But no, he was absolutely fucking brilliant. I absolutely loved him in it as well.
I agree with you because they made him intelligent as well.
Yeah, because he says to
You
Shang
know,
Tsung, he's like, oh, who is this Kano? And he's like, ah, he's a bit of a fucking scumbag. You fucking love him. I was like, oh, that's fucking amazing. And they actually delved into their history as well of the Black Clan, the Black Dragon Clan, where he says, oh,
yes.
the last time I met him, he gave me an iron lung. It's fucking
But
brilliant. Like,
one moment I did love actually, and the thing I like about the movie as well was when they were in the temple and Liu Kang was doing his big speech and he was telling them about all the arcanas and things like that. And then Kano spots the medallion
the Quan Chi's medallion, yeah.
and Shinnok,
Or Shinnok's
yeah, Shinnok,
medallion, yeah.
and he spots the medallion and then like puts it in his pocket. And Liu Kang says, put it back.
Put that
Like,
back.
put what back? But you never saw him put it back.
Yeah.
So
Is it?
I'm wondering, you know,
Well,
I'm wondering is like I mean, and then they had Katana's fans. There was a lot of things. Did you see what they had in there was a one section in the wall. I had to go back and look at it because I spotted it and I was like, what the fuck is that? And I had to go back.
was this in the
Um,
temple or Sanya's trailer park?
this is when Jax was walking around with the gun before he interacts with Sub Zero.
Oh, in the
Um,
back place. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. But did you see what it said on the wall?
No, but I can't remember.
It was down forward, low punch.
Amazing.
Down forward LB, which is basically when Jax turned around and he grabs it, freezes the thing. That was his fireball, if you remember. He's ice ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, so I thought little notches. There was a lot of little cool teases in this as well. Now, as you said, some people were done dirty, but then I was kind of happy that like the two characters that like really kind of bit the bullet early. I was kind of going, all right, yeah, well, that's fine. Do you know what I mean? I get over that because they're not like
I did like that they pulled characters that had only like one game and stuff
exactly. So they kind
into
of
the
just
firing
take
line.
those out, you know.
Like,
But yeah, I mean, out of all of the things, I mean, like with Kano, like with Sonya Blade beating Kano the way she did. I mean, obviously he had his face scratched down by Reptile and um things, but I think like I don't think Kano's dead. I don't think he's gone
mm,
because I reckon he'll come back and he'll have the big cybernetic fucking plate in his head next
possibly.
because she
Hopefully.
stabbed him right where the eye was. You know what I mean? I reckon that's like fucking putting it in there. And then they could just completely not bring him back. But he was too good in this movie to not bring back.
Yeah, he was excellent in it.
I think anyway.
It's like some people were even. Did you see the meme going around that the actor is in hospital because of severe back pain from
Carrying the entire
movie.
movie on his back. But I mean, to be fair, I mean, like obviously, I mean, he didn't hold the whole movie on his back. You know what I mean? I'd put that on Sub-Zero and Scorpion, and you know, like there was a lot more. Like even Sonya Blade, I liked her in this. I actually did like her.
He was
She did
actually grand,
seem
yeah.
like she didn't seem crazy thing because I saw a post about like, oh look at them, they hired another supermodel to play a special agent. I was like, oh, no, man, she didn't. She felt
She's
like
been in Home and Away.
is that where she's from?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew her face. I knew I couldn't place where it was, but she
Also,
didn't
Chris
feel.
Hemsworth came from there.
She genuinely didn't feel like they hired a supermodel to play Sonya. She just felt like she, you know what I mean? She did feel like she was militant and she was, you know, like and she kind of had the heart to kind of be a part of the team. Um, Liu Kang, I liked Liu Kang.
I
I
think he
didn't
was
love
bang
Liu
on.
Kang. I
I
didn't
thought he
love
was
him
bang
now.
on.
Yeah, he was bang on, but there's just something about him. I was like, going, I don't love you yet. Like I'm not like all the way in on you yet. I
It's
loved
because
everything he was.
he wasn't the focus of the film. It was fucking
Oh,
cold.
not even the focus, but what I was saying there is because this is why I looked at this movie. Is when I watched it, I was like, all right, this seems like it's very much an origin story for not the villains, but for the art round characters.
Mm.
This is what it felt like. And Liu Kang didn't feel like he was like high powered Liu Kang from like the way he was in the first movie when he went up and fought Shang Tsung and things like
Yes, he
that.
used the
So
dragon to kill
I'm good with
Cabal.
that. Yeah, I mean, like he has the abilities, he knows his abilities, but what I mean is as in his presence. Now I think when the new movie comes in, he will genuinely move forward and become a natural born leader in this
I do
franchise.
hope to make a sequel, like definitely.
And I love that they dropped the hint of Cage at the end.
Yeah, I like that.
Citizen Cage right on the poster. But do you know that poster was spotted in the first gym scene in the movie?
Mm.
For a split second in the background, a
It's
lot of
also
people caught it.
it's one of the movies he's in the game as well.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I can't fault it in a lot of ways, man. Like, is it a perfect film? No.
Mm.
But is it a bad film? No. Because I was highly entertained watching this.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. The one other thing that I
Yeah,
just thought of,
uh,
the one other bad thing I just thought
what?
of there was Jax's little mini robot arms.
Oh man, I mean, like,
What the fuck?
like I do, like, I mean, it worried me at the start because I was kind of going like, I remember I've seen him with bigger arms in the trailer, so please tell me this is phase one, please.
And then when he got his Arcana, his metal arms grew bigger.
Yeah, I mean, but look, I mean, like I do get it. Look, at the end of the day, it's fucking stupid.
One set of baby arms.
You know, and it's a plot device. It's like they give him these arcanas, and then you know, Jack's like like is about to lose someone he loves, so he's like, out of the anger and strength, and his arms form, and Kano gets pissed off, and he gets his one, and Cole, you know,
that scene probably is one of the best scenes in the movie as well, where Liu Kang and Kun Lao are just fucking rinsing Kano at the dinner table.
Like it was one of those movies where, right, before I watched it, I was like, all right, I just want there to be cool fights and fatalities, and I'm happy.
Mm.
Then I got that. But I also got moments like that in that room where like they were antagonizing him and they were making him angry, and he lost the plot and then just starts fucking flaming out the eye. I was going to go. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting to love Kano as much as I loved Kano in this movie. But things like that. Like, I mean, as far as like the main cast, like Jax, I didn't hate Jax. I thought Jax was good. I thought Sonya was good. I liked Liu Kang. I like Kung Lao. Raiden, I had mixed feelings about him, maybe because I didn't. Like for me, I wanted him to do more, and he didn't. And that was kind of not that he was like the guy playing him was bad. It was I think I just wanted more from him,
He
and I
reminded
didn't
me
get
of
it.
he
Same with
reminded me
Shang
of,
Tsung.
yeah, a lot of characters in it didn't do very much, did they?
Well, see, this is why I'm thinking to myself is, all right, maybe they are setting them up. Maybe this was to set them up so there'll be much bigger presence in the next one because I mean they were only waiting to see if this did well. If this one did well,
And
they
it
were already
has done
winning.
really well apparently as well.
Yeah, and I mean they were. I mean I was reading that there last week that they were just waiting to drop the penny for the second movie to go ahead as if this did well, and it has. So we're definitely going to get 2 or 3 of these. But I will
Yeah,
state
hopefully.
one thing, right? Mortal Kombat from 1996 or 1993. Can anyone in the comments let me know? It's in and around that ballpark. I can't remember the exact date. I love that fucking movie, like the original Mortal Kombat movie. I remember saying to my brother when we watched this movie, I said, if it's better than Annihilation, then we've all won.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
100% better
And
than
it was
Annihilation.
100% better than Annihilation. Like, this wasn't a bad film. I mean, I wouldn't sit there and
Man,
say, like, oh, this.
Tubbs, I could video myself taking a shit and it would be better than Annihilation.
Oh, yeah, Annihilation was fucking horseshit. But for me, this movie was, right? It wasn't perfect. It had its issues. You know, I wanted more from certain points of it. I wanted to see certain
I think
characters do more. But was I entertained? Am I am I happy that we got this movie? Hell yeah, because I was man, I was fucking entertained.
I think I
Nearly
think it
two
kind of
hours.
I think it kind of falls into the same jurisdiction as the first one in that
It does.
it's not great, but it's enjoyable. And
Well,
I
I
will
mean, I wouldn't even say like I don't even think this is a bad movie, like because I
well,
mean,
I didn't say it was
for
bad. I
what
just
it
said it
did
wasn't
right, it
great.
did very. I mean, for the things it did well, it did very well.
I think
You
they'll
know,
do well to learn from the mistakes. This one,
yeah, I think so.
get rid
And
of the
you,
Arcana shit for the next one.
yeah, but you know yourself, man, and I think this happens all these kind of movies as well. These fight movies, especially when you're adapting video games. Not even the video game thing, but any and like fighting movie with like a tournament and things, and I mean, there's only so far you can push that story. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, did they get this to get invited here, and then they have to go in here, and then there's fight, and there's more kind of story, and then there's the big fight at the end, and there's only so much wiggle room you have with these things
Yeah,
um, to do. So that's how you kind of end up with plot devices like the fucking the symbol and you know like the arcanas and things. They're just plot devices to put into like, oh, this is how they got their powers and this is how they get here.
I think you could like
It's
you could
crazy
just
to think this.
go on.
No, go on.
Like it for me, right? The movie is bookended by Sub Zero and Scorpion at both ends. And it's like all the
Yeah,
middle stuff is like, bleh. But the two bits at the start and the end are absolutely fantastic. I know we haven't touched on the last fight yet, but Cole didn't need to be there. And the whole here's Sub Zero or Scorpion's harpoon, you just need his blood and you will summon him was
see,
all a
this is
bit
what I mean is the whole.
convoluted as well.
But that's what I mean about plot points. Like Joe Sub Zero, like Joe showed up, like that was he took Cole's family to lure Cole out, and then by doing so, kind of caused his own demise. Cole needed to be in that point to bring Scorpion back, as you said, to bookend the movie, to like start it with them and finish it with them. How did you feel about his fire breathing skeleton kill?
I was fine with it.
Do you know what I liked about it was like I liked that he didn't like whip the hood down and it was just a skeleton head. I liked
because
that when
that
he started breathing the fire, the skin started to peel back.
yeah,
You
I
could
like
see the
that.
skull forming. Um, yeah, did you notice as well when Scorpion was standing there in front of Cole at the end and the fire thing starts swirling up around him? Did you hear like there was a voice faint in the background?
No.
Um, and they also fixed the "get over here" line in the actual movie. it's different in the trailer. It's a lot more. It was a lot clearer in the movie.
I seen. Speaking of that, I saw someone in comments of something I was reading who was reviewing it as well, and someone literally said like, "How does some Japanese guy who's dead thousands of years and below in hell, thousands of years getting burned alive, learn 3 English words and know what they mean?"
I mean, yeah, but come here, look. I mean, would you have had
Oh,
him said it in
that's
Japanese
just
and piss
fucking.
everyone off?
That's just nitpicking. I'm just saying the links to people
Oh no,
will
no,
go.
completely.
I loved
But
it. I
I
fucking
think it
fangirled.
is. But it does go back to this, all right, at the end of the day. And this is even me kind of going like, oh, because look, we've watched movies, man, and we've talked about leaving your logic brain at the door. It's Mortal Kombat. It's
Mm.
about these fighters that are for Earth Realm and Nether Realm and all these other fucking
That
realms
logic
fighting
argument
to,
cannot be used as a shitty fucking excuse for bad
which
storytelling. I
what?
said
I didn't hear that last thing.
you can't use logic as a bad excuse for shitty storytelling either, though.
Oh no, I don't mean that. What I mean is like, I don't look. I didn't go into this movie anyway looking at like the arcanas and the
Mm.
symbols and stuff like none of that because I knew what I was getting. It's a Mortal Kombat fucking movie, you know. At the end of it, but no. But like, I've said it to you already. The pacing and some of the story sections in this weren't good.
No, and
Just
anyway,
weren't,
look,
you know. And it did feel like they were just doing things to kind of drop this person in here and this person needs to be here, so we need to do this, and this to get them here, here, and here. And then, oh, there's a portal. It's convenient. Go back now. Let's talk. It was things like that. But look, all that nitpicking, stuff aside, as I said before, was it the best movie that I've ever seen? No. Was it better than Annihilation? Fuck yes, it was.
so Tubbs, off the
Have I
top
lost
here.
Brian again?
No, I'm here. I'd say you lost me. Can you see me? Tubbs is
Yeah, buddy.
frozen.
Which?
Do you hear me? So, guys, in the
Yeah, well,
comments, what characters do you want to see in the sequel?
yes.
Yeah? You're there.
Does this open up for us as well?
Yeah, I was going to say before you kind of froze there, would you 3 characters you'd love to see in the sequel?
Okay, 3 characters I would love, and I mean, like outside of Johnny Cage, obviously, because they've
Yeah, because you know he's coming anyway.
already announced. Well, yeah, they hinted him, so we don't need to go into that. Baraka,
Okay.
I want Baraka. I hope they bring Cyrax and Sector into it.
Is it too early for them though?
Yeah, unless, like as I said, unless that's like 3 or 4 that they do that. But yeah, I want to hype. I mean, I really want to see Raiden come full fucking like unleash. I want to see him fight Shang Tsung. That's what I want to see. But Baraka, Katana, I want Katana or Jade. I'd like to see that. Because we never spoke about Melina. I think Melina was one of those characters that got done dirty in this movie.
100%. Especially when she
Yeah.
didn't kill fucking Sonya when she had a chance.
Yeah, I mean, she was the one character that had kind of, as evil as she is and as fucking as murderous as she is, still has a symbolism of honor in her. Then what does Sonya do in repeat? I'm gonna shoot you from behind. She shot her from behind.
Oh, okay. So for me,
so yeah, Baraka be my main one.
I'm going to go a bit different because I can see like a lot of favorites and stuff in the comments. For me, I'd love to see Scarlet, who like you saw that blood effect that Sub-Zero does in the trailer and in the movie, obviously. That came from her. I'd love to see her, and I'd love to see Shao Kahn, obviously, smash someone's head in.
Oh, Shao Kahn, yeah.
With a sledgehammer.
But I mean, I think if they're going to do a trilogy of sorts, I think you won't see him, and I think you'll probably see him at the end of number 2.
And
set up for the big war. I think it'll be.
Go on.
No, I was just moving.
Oh yeah, and I know we saw a picture of him in Sonya's trailer, but I'd love to see a version of Nightwolf in the sequel as well. I think he would be awesome.
Did I freeze?
Did you get that?
No, because I think I froze up again on that one.
So yeah, my last choice is basically just Nightwolf. So I would love to see him in the next
Oh
one as
fuck
well.
yeah, Nightwolf. But do you know? I mean, fucking, I would love to see. I would love to see them like do Sindel again, but like
Oh yes.
do it right, like do it proper, like a proper version, not the whole "you will die" shitty fucking the acting that we got in the last one.
um, some of the guys
You
in the
remember how
comments.
bad that was? Oh my
I
god,
saw
it
it
was
the other day. I
shocking.
saw
Or
bits and
Rain
pieces of
or
it.
Armac or fucking yeah.
Yeah, some of the guys in the
So
comments
many.
have. Tom Pine said it was just about to write up that about the meme, and yeah, he said it felt like a multi-million-dollar setup for the sequel.
Yeah.
But then again, right, we slag, well, I slag Warner Brothers a lot for not setting up things properly, and yeah, they've kind of done it here. So
Yeah.
they've set the table for future dinners.
Yeah.
Mick Holland says Ermac, Kintaro, Kitana, and Baraka.
Baraka is I think Baraka's on my like the top of my food chain for the next one.
And
Also,
he also
I
says
will say,
Smoke.
I hope the reptile they fought in this movie is only like
Yes, I was going
one.
to say that too.
Yeah, I hope that's not the ninja version of reptile. I hope that he's like he literally does show up.
But Shang Tsung did say a name though, didn't he?
Yeah.
He said send something to reptile, but I don't know if it's the actual reptile that we know.
Because I mean, the fact that he wasn't in the actual outfit,
but
you know,
he had the acid breath, the invisibility, all that other stuff. Like,
oh yeah, but I mean, he could. That could be like there could be a lot of them. Do you know what I mean? It might, you know, I wouldn't imagine that could be his race. Like, you know what I mean? I hope that's what it is. I mean, it might not be, and we could have just been maybe just seen Reptile killed in the first movie. You know?
Damien Ristori says Kitaro as the big bad, Cyrax, Sector, and Smoke. Of course, if the Lin Kuei gets cyberized, we'll definitely see those. And Mick says Spawn. Lol. Could you imagine Spawn turning up in Mortal Kombat movie? I know he's been in the game and stuff, but he'll definitely get. He's more chance of turning up in the Mortal Kombat movie than Todd making his Mortal Kombat movie. Boom. His Spawn movie, I should say. But
yeah, that's never going to happen. No.
Yeah, Todd McFarlane, lovable idiot. Now, so that's our final thoughts on Mortal Kombat. So, Tubbs, before we move on to 90s video games, have you got a Brie Larsson moment of the week for us?
I do have a Brie Larsson moment of the week. I was sitting at home, minding my own business, and my phone goes off, and my fucking co-star decides to send me Brie Larsson photographs in stupid blue fucking pants and a stupid fucking white top, trying to model it off like she was wearing it better than this fucking bird. I was like, Brian, why would you send me this shit? Like, this fucking face offends my mirror, you know? But yeah, so Brie Larsson. So and the mad thing was, this week I wasn't even looking for one. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have a good week. I'm gonna sip on my tea, and I'm gonna be like Brie Larsson free. And now Brian just like fucking here. Hey man, look what I have for you. Boom, some Brie Larsson rubbish. Thanks for that, buddy.
I've taken this as a job now. Like, I'm just gonna tag Tubbs and Brie Larsson posts from now on.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, look, did she look okay in it? No, because she has no fucking arse. Why does she wear tight fucking jeans? She has no arse. And this is not me talking bad about the female form.
Huh?
It's just fucking hell, you know? And she's just a bell end, like a fucking full-fledged bell end, like. Did I spit in my monitor? I did.
Tubbs is spitting venom here.
Spit.
My Natalie Portman moment of the week is Cole Young killing Goro. It's going to be now my Cole Young moment of the week.
Yeah, I remember after, because Brian had seen it, and then I was like, I'm going to watch it Tuesday night. So he was like, oh yeah, let me know if you get on. And so when I texted him to tell him I had seen it, he was like, the film could have been done completely without Cole Young. I was like, oh, he really doesn't like this character. But we'll see. We'll see. Does he develop and grow, or is he even in the next one?
Yeah, like
He has to be in the next.
if he dies in the first 5 minutes of the second one, I wouldn't bother me a jot. Like that's
I mean, now that they've set up a way in. I mean, like obviously, like his setup was to ignite his bloodline with Scorpion and all this kind
hmm.
of stuff.
Hopefully Scorpion ignites him next.
Yeah, but I mean, unless now that was his arc, and maybe he is destined to die in the tournament. I don't know,
Hmm.
but I hope they don't. And just before we move on to the next topic of tonight's show, I hope if they go into a sequel and that's the Mortal Kombat tournament, I because I mean, like, from what we gathered from was he was going to Hollywood to find like Johnny Cage because
Hmm.
they're now looking for
New
world champions.
warriors.
Yeah, new warriors, new champions. So
We
I
must
reckon
find
the
new
next one,
champions.
yeah. So I reckon the next one will definitely be the tournament. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but I hope it is. I just hope they're not setting this up for him to be like the Liu Kang and
Oh
ends up going
no.
like I hope Liu Kang is the one that ends up going up against like Shang Tsung or whoever it
I
needs to
think I
be.
think the like
Or,
I think the worst part of Cole Young is I don't like I don't hate him or I don't love him. He's just there. Like he's just this feels like not a contributory factor to the movie at all.
yeah, I mean, I completely agree with what you're saying is because like, and they do this in Hollywood the whole time. They do this in movies the whole time. It's like you have a franchise that's fully formed and fully built, and then you,
What did I say to you, Tubbs? He's fucking Alice straight away from Resident Evil.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
who he is. Like
yeah. It's like you have a complete thing, but you make a character up to just be in there to be the plot device that moves the story forward
for the
through
the
the
casuals.
yeah.
But
And that's he was created for the casual fans. That's what it was.
Tom Pine says in the comments, does anyone think the parts of it felt like it was geared towards a non-English speaking audience, not being anti-Chinese? It's such a huge market these days.
Yeah, maybe.
Uh,
But
Not
I will say
sort
one
of, yeah,
thing.
but I do think just they kept it as
I
authentic as they could.
But I actually liked that about this movie.
Yeah, I did too.
That's what I think. This one thing about this movie it should get credit for is the fact that they actually did use Japanese and Chinese actors, and for they didn't just kind of just go like, "Oh, we'll just put like like Caucasian guys in suits." You know
Mm.
what I mean? And they actually went in and to be fair, I mean, for anyone out there that pays attention, the majority of the cast of this movie have all been in Marvel movies. All of them.
And a lot of them are American and Canadian as well, not even
Yeah,
Chinese.
but I mean, Sub Zero, Scorpion,
Joe
Raiden.
Taslim.
Yeah, all been in Marvel movies.
The guy that played Scorpion was in Endgame. He was the guy that
Yeah, he
Hawkeye
was an
took out.
Endgame.
He was
Where Hawkeye kills him.
he's the Yakuza guy, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, fuck it.
But yeah,
It's
so
2 thumbs up for me anyway. I enjoyed it.
it gets 1.5 from me. So yeah.
Yeah, but can I ask you something? Out of all the the little bits and pieces you did you still did it entertain you enough? Did you like it? Like,
I
did you have
watched it.
fun watching it?
I watched it till the end. No,
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I actually
no,
enjoyed
but I
it. No,
mean
I really did.
that was for me. That was kind of I came out and goes, I enjoyed this. This was what I was watching. So I mean,
Yeah,
for me, that was a win on the day.
like Mick said there, they used the Mexican guy for Kung Lao. So, like, oh
Yeah,
yeah,
you Mexican.
I didn't know that. So
I didn't either. I mean, I assumed he was. I I'll have to look that up in a while.
I know Louis Tan is Canadian as well, the guy that played Cole Young,
Yeah.
and Ludi Lin is Canadian as well, I think.
No, but the point I'm making is like they just didn't like have a like Sub Zero. They just didn't have like a white guy playing the character.
Well, no,
You know?
I think more the point was they actually used the different languages to start as well.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing I liked was they actually broke them up in different clan, kind of different um things. It was just yeah. It was fine. I liked it. I liked it. So who fucking cares?
Okay, so guys, we're going to go through some of our favorite 90s video games next.
And before we start, right, we went and did the 80s ones last week, and I was like, you know what? This is going to be hard. I was like, oh no, boom, 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 boom. All right, I love all these games. There's a lot of trash in there or whatever. This time round, holy fucking balls that this one.
There's almost too much.
Yeah, what we from everyone, if you remember, I mean, I'm not even saying there's probably more, but the main ones you have to remember is we had Super Nintendo, Sega Mega Drive, Dreamcast, PlayStation 1, and N64 within 1990 to 1999 and going forward.
Before we go any further,
Mhm.
Mick said about the Kung Lao actor, he's a Latino, definitely. So I had to look him up. So Max Huang, who played Kung Lao, is an actor and filmmaker of Chinese and German ethnicity. So he was Chinese after all.
Yeah. But yeah, so fucking games, man. Like the nineties had. I mean, when we said we'd do the '90s games, my brain went to Super
Super
Nintendo and
Nintendo.
Mega Drive, and then when I stopped to think, oh right, that's an entire decade, that's over 10 years, and then
Yeah,
I
when I
started to
started to
realize,
look and I was like, holy
shit, okay,
fuck.
wait, there's PlayStation, there's N64, there's Dreamcast, and there's probably a lot more that we didn't even factor in outside of console. Um, but yeah, a lot. There was a lot. Like, I mean, we said 20, we'd pick 20 each because we knew we'd overlap on some.
Yeah, so
Dude,
let's start
my
with the comments
list,
first. Before we go any further, Damien just
yeah,
named some
my
Turtles in
list is
Time,
38, by the way.
Turtles in Time, Bubsy the Bobcat, Super R-Type, Mickey's Magically Quest, Magic Pockets, and Super All-Stars, Mario All-Stars, all fab. Yes, some great ones in there. So Tubbs, like always, I'm going to let you go first on this, and I'm going to
Okay.
fire up the Google machine to give some visual aids, not actual
Yeah.
aids, by the way.
Now, this isn't in any order. This isn't like, oh, this is
No,
20 down to one. I just did a list and I'm going to name them off as I go.
no,
Because
that's
as you
fun.
said, you picked
We'll,
20, I picked 38. But
we'll just have
38 doesn't,
fun talking about them. So,
yeah. But the 38 doesn't mean I have 38 to talk about. It just means that I know we're going to overlap on a lot of them.
okay, so fire away. Number one, Tubbs.
Killer Instinct.
Oh, yes, from SNES
Yes.
and arcade.
That's this game was so fucking good.
It was Nintendo's answer to Mario Kombat, basically, wasn't
Oh,
it?
this was the newer one that came out. I think that was the one that came out on Xbox.
Well, that SNES, which was terrible, by the way.
Or was it bad?
Yeah, it's like the old thing. Don't ever go back.
Yeah. This is the jam.
Glacius.
Yeah. It was
Riptor.
so fucking good, man. Like this game had like so many combos. Like, and it even had finishers and like fatality style things in it. Or like Ark had even like showed her like whipped out her chest and stuff. All this crazy shit. Like
And
um
that's why Tubbs
but
loved
yeah,
it.
I loved it. No, but I loved the characters as well, man. Like Cinder and was it Reptar and fucking Glacius and fucking man, they were just brilliant.
Fulgor. But like
This
there's a
this
lot
was a
of
this was a top
this
notch game.
this kind of brought in a kind of a lot
And
of
this had a Mike Tyson boxer style guy in it as well.
games did, didn't there?
Yeah.
There's the cast
There is there, yeah.
that guy up here.
Yeah. I mean there
there's my
there wasn't
skeleton.
a heap of characters in this game if you look back. Like there actually wasn't like it wasn't like it had like 20, 30 fighters. It had like it was like Jesus Christ, it had a small amount of fighters in it, but game itself was just brilliant. Really enjoyed it.
And like that kind of gave rise to the likes of Rise of the
So
Robots
yours.
and Clay Fighters and other things like that as well. All came out around the same time.
Oh yeah, big time.
Um,
Yeah.
I'm going to pick a super obvious one anyway for my first one. It has to be only like Super Mario Kart.
Yeah, Super Mario Kart.
I don't know what I went on to there, but anyway, hold on.
No, I mean, like as I said, I have that on the list as well. I had Mario Kart 64 on the list as well.
Was
So
it?
that kind
Yeah,
of
so that
falls
was
into the
Nintendo
same
as
kind
well.
of category as this.
Yeah, I think there's no point us.
That was
going,
that was N64.
We can just do like one per franchise or something like that. But
Yeah, because like I mean Mario Kart here and then you would Mario Kart 64 within that 10-year window. So yeah, but this one here, man, was just so fucking good. I mean, I have that on this SNES Mini now, like I
like
still
yeah,
play it.
so have I can hear it in my head as
Yeah, it's so
dun, dun, dun,
fucking
dun,
good.
dun, 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 dun.
Do you know what? That is that's just some games in general, man, where it is literally no matter how old they get, some games you'll just pick up the controller and play that shit like.
Some more comments here for us.
Yeah.
Mick Holland says Donkey Kong Country, Killer Instinct, Mortal Kombat 2, Cool Spot, Super Mario World. James McGurk says, oh fuck, I forgot that one. Soul Calibur. He says Sunset Riders. I totally forgot about that. NBA Jam. Mick says TMNT Tournament Fighters and SNES. Clay Fighters, I mentioned that. Riptor, TJ, Combo, Cinder, and Idol from Killer Instinct. Damien says Robocod, James Bond 2, Mario Kart, and Super Tennis. The games are rolling in here. And F-Zero, Damien says. So
Yeah.
it's your shout next.
I mean, I have so many of. Oh, actually, to go back to the comments, someone said Soul Calibur, but it was
Yeah.
actually called Soul Blade,
I actually have Soul Blade on mine as well.
and that was the next one I
But
was going
Soul
to pick.
Calibur
Soul Blade.
came.
It was Soul Edge in the arcades, and then it was ported to the PlayStation 1 as Soul Blade. Which
Soul Calibur came out for Dreamcast though.
Soul Calibur was the one that came out. It's the same franchise. It just they changed the name. As they went. Soul Blade was my next pick. So throw some pictures up there, and we get the memory banks going on that one. You remember it anyway, don't you?
I had it, yeah. It was brilliant.
Yeah, I fucking loved it, man. I played this. I mean, like, if you remember, like, Valdo was like something out of Hellraiser.
Yeah, creepy.
He was like Hellraiser mixed with Delson. That's what he kind of reminded me of.
Okay, so let's share that shit. Where are we going? Oh, hold on, I've gone onto the wrong page here. Now. Soul Edge.
Where we going?
Now. You see it?
No, I can just see your Facebook page.
Hold on. How about now? Sharing has stopped. Oh shit, hold on. Everything's gone off there. Now.
Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one.
Hold on now a second.
Yeah, because it was Soul Edge. It was Soul Edge in I think it was the arcade when it first came out in the arcade. You can see it here. I think it's over there. Yeah, it was Soul Edge, and then they rebranded it as Soul Blade for using myself and my mate Phil O'Connor Boogie Bop. We played this thing like for hours and hours and hours on end.
Sorry, no. Just trying to get the YouTube thing back.
All the tabs closed.
Yeah, nothing worse like. Ah, here we go. Okay. Yeah, so Soul Edge was the last one. Okay. So yeah, I have
Soul Blade, yeah.
Soul Blade. I keep saying Edge. I don't know why. So yeah, I used to fucking.
But it was originally Soul Edge.
Yeah, Soul Edge was the bad guy in this story, wasn't he? He was the one who had the Soul Blade. Once you killed Cervantes, he turned into a flaming skull fucker that was called Soul Edge. You see it?
Yeah. I'm just fucking looking. I was looking at the pictures. I kind of got lost in my own viewpoint. Look at all those lovely images.
So yeah, I had that as well.
So you
on my list.
That's what I'm saying. We were going to overlap.
I'm gonna knock them off as I see them. This is one for me, my very first proper PC game that I absolutely adored. Unreal Tournament. Now I know that says 2004, but that's not the right one.
Yeah.
This is the one, 1999. So this is my first.
I mean, what?
This was my first foray into online gaming back in 1999, and I used to rock a custom Predator skin, and I was pretty fucking good at it at the time. So yeah, this is like I've so many memories of playing this game, Unreal Tournament, and the first one as well on PC. It was the first person shooter, which I know you don't like. And it was the first time I used
I mean, you know me long enough to know I was never.
You were never a fan of these.
No,
Yeah.
I was never a massive first person gamer. So a lot of these games like Unreal Tournament and Quake and things like I would have played because my mate Phil would have been playing them. So I would have like I played like Doom and things like that. And they never would have been my go-to. So I never would have been like rushing to play. So I didn't actually. I don't think I played. I think I might have just seen this being played. I don't think I've ever played Unreal Tournament.
I was actually shocked it was out before 2000 because I clearly remember playing this whilst I was in secondary school. There must have been early secondary school. But anyway.
It was when I went back to look at like games from the 90s that I was shocked at like how many games I actually packed into a 10-year fucking window. Like I was going, my God. Like Jesus Christ, like this is fucking madness. But yeah, so Unreal Tournament. So that was basically what like one of the starting games for Unreal Engine, was it?
Yeah, they started out making games like.
Yeah.
James McGurk says Super Empire Strikes Back. Oh my God, it was so hard. That game was so difficult.
I couldn't pick one. Now, Empire Strikes Back was my favorite one, so I couldn't pick one. So what I did was I picked the Super Star Wars trilogy, which was like Star Wars, Empire, and Jedi. But yeah, they were so fucking hard, but so fucking good.
Saint City Limerick says, hello, Tubbs and Brian. How are you getting on? Getting on, hey, good, buddy. Dude. Enjoy the show. Tom Pine said, yeah, that's what I meant to recast and locations. Mick says, Quake 2, another one I loved, plus Medieval on PlayStation X, PSX. Tubbs, what's your next shout?
My next one is Sunset Riders.
Nice. I absolutely love this game. I will stick that up now in a second for you, my friend. My first time playing Sunset Riders was actually in the local pub. It was the only machine they had, was Sunset Riders. And myself and my mate used to pump 20p coins into it.
Oh man, this game just me and because a lot of my gaming back in the 90s would have been with my mate Phil, as we know him on the show as Boogie Bop. But we played this thing to get like we played the shit out of it. But more recently, about a year or two ago, we played this in his house and beat the entire game in 15 minutes.
Yeah, I've beaten it as well.
Yeah.
Were you a Carmano guy or someone else?
I kind of.
You picked Steve, 100%.
No, I kind of bounced between Carmano and Bob.
Yeah, Carmano had the double guns. He was the fucking best one.
Yeah, it was two, and then Bob had the rifle. But I mean, like I played the game with all four characters, but like those two would be my go-tos. Like,
someone else said Bomberman. Oh, Super Bomberman! What a game that was!
See, I have so many of them on the list here. Like,
Tom Pine says used to play FIFA '96 with my brother and friends and a few beers on Sega Mega Drive. Like, yeah, FIFA International Soccer.
It might have been FIFA 96 or FIFA 97 where you could like foul the ref and then
get
up and run away.
It was FIFA 94, I think, the very first one.
He'd chase you around the whole
sprint
field.
Away from him.
Like, yeah. Fucking delightful, man.
So my shot next, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So since some of the guys in the chat brought up soccer games, my soccer game for years, even after FIFA was released, was Sensible Soccer.
I remember it, man. Yeah. I mean, I used to play. This is the mad thing. I used to play at like a bunch of soccer games.
Sensible
Soccer. I played all the FIFAs
amazing.
And fucking all the Pro Evolutions and everything, man.
Do you want to hear something stupid, Pubs? When I had Sensible Soccer, right, in 1991 or 2 or whatever time it was, my dad used to manage the local junior soccer team. So in Sensible Soccer, you could edit everything, the names, the players, the whole lot. So I made
Yeah.
a whole Limerick District League in Sensible Soccer, all the local teams in the area,
Fuck.
and used to do the FAI Cup and all the stupid shit as well.
Oh, but you know something, man, that because I had an entire you could customize the whole fucking thing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so I loved all that kind of crack when we were growing up. Because when we were younger, it was like, oh, you could like the rest of the earlier games like the Super Nintendo, like Royal Rumble games and things, you could never customize nothing. So it was obviously
no.
you had the characters or whatever.
And they actually tried to re-release it under the name Sociable Soccer 2 years ago, and it never got past Kickstarter stage, I think.
Now,
And
now that like now that you mentioned like sport game soccer, I feel I have to keep in the same vein.
well, you
Not
don't have
soccer,
to.
but just a sport. But my next pick is Power Move Pro Wrestling on the PlayStation 1. Do you remember this?
This is the original Aki game, isn't it?
Which?
The original AKI game, Aki, whatever they call it.
I think so, but this game was just it worked like a SmackDown game. It like did all the moves and it had all the sequences and reversals, and it was light years ahead of its time for when it came out. And like he
Yeah,
was
because
90.
I think their next game they made was WCW versus the World.
Yeah, and this one, I mean, it like it all just like fake wrestlers and things like that. I think, best of my knowledge. Yeah, but it was just fucking so good.
Check out the names like Malibu Mike.
Yeah, that's
and
what I mean.
Orange.
Is it was just like, I mean, but it was the gameplay. The gameplay in this was fucking fantastic, man.
Yeah, gameplay is solid. You can see the character move models and all are the same as the WCW games.
Yeah, I loved it. This was, um, I I am currently trying to get my hands on this game.
You could probably get it on the PlayStation Classic emulated,
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean, I
Um,
know I could probably get it on eBay or something, or an emulator at this point in time. Do you know what I mean? Because you can get every fucking game in emulators nowadays, man. If you can do that stuff. But yeah, so I'd be fucking
so
happy as a pig and plop.
Pig and Poo. Mick says Street Fighter 2 in the arcades. Oh, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
International Superstar Soccer Deluxe.
Oh yeah, fucking
I actually said it the way the guy says it in the game and all. International Superstar Soccer.
And
Jen
we were fucking
says,
spoiled in the 90s, Brian.
yeah, we've only got fucking FIFA now and PES or whatever it's called. John Alamu Rugby. Was that in the 90s as well? I'm not a huge fan of rugby, but I loved that game. A grabber kick on the counter. James says kickoff 2. I wasn't a big fan of kickoff. As I said, it was around the same time as Sensible Soccer. Saint City Limerick, are you still into the wrestling, Tubs? Oh my God, he is.
No, I don't wrestle anymore because of like body injuries, but we'll see. Body's not as broken as it used to be, so we'll that could be. If you watch my last podcast, you might have some.
I was just going to say that. Check out the Twisted Tongues podcast.
Yeah, go check out my last podcast with Steve Savage, and you might have some more information on this one.
Before I presume this will be the last sports one, but hold on now if I can see what year that was. I'm really sure it was. Now, there's soccer games you play, and there's soccer games you read. Spreadsheet like. You know where I'm going with this, Tubbs?
Is this like a manager game or
Championship Manager?
Oh yeah. You know what? I never played it, but every single time I would go to my cousin's house, he was playing this.
I have lost weeks, months to this game, and its various updates along the road. Yeah, if you could like bottle addiction and put it in a CD case, it's this fucking game. If you're into football,
my next choice was very much in the same vein as your like addiction of losing weeks in a game. And it is very much keeping in line of my last pick as well. It is WWF Attitude.
The Acclaim one, is it? Here we go. Yeah, I remember
Remember,
it.
it was like up, down, left, right, punch to do moves and shit. But it was but this one you could customize, like you could create so many fucking characters, and you could create like rings and it was like
Look at how far we've come.
yeah. But from when we first got this game, it was very much a thing of like because as I said before, this game outside of the because at this point you hadn't even got like No Mercy on the N64. You know what I mean?
No,
You know, all the games before this were very much the like the WWF Royal Rumble and Raw.
Sprite games. Yeah.
So this, I mean, and there was one before this. Can't remember the fucking name of it though, but it was
Was
very
it
similar to
just
this. But
Raw?
this one was,
They had the ECW games as well, sure, didn't they?
yeah, they did the same one as the ECWs, and these ones were fucking fun. I spent hours playing this fucking game. Like,
I was
um,
never a huge fan of them.
funny thing. See the CD case in the picture there, the actual frame case and this here. I actually have that upstairs with the disc and everything inside it.
Oh, nice.
So if they do backwards compatibility or all a crack down the road on the PS5, I'll be able to play this. Now, the
Yeah.
question is, do I want to go back and play this?
No.
Yeah, see, this is the thing. Some of
No.
them don't hold up. This, but I do remember my childhood in the late 90s where I was like, man, this fucking game, I can create my own characters and I can build my own factions. And, just like you said with your football manager, I could create my own wrestling world in this game. And it was the first kind of time I was able to do that, which was awesome.
Okay, so my next one. Saint City Limerick says, haven't seen you in years, Tubbs.
I'm still kicking on in there, buddy.
I haven't seen this one mentioned yet. Hold on. Go back. So it's a PC game as well.
Okay.
But it's fucking well known. And my next choice is Gordon Freeman, Half-Life.
Actually, just in the comments, Saint City Limerick, throw me out the name because I actually don't know. Like I'm actually that name isn't clicking with me. So give me a bit more context to who the person is behind the YouTube name, my friend. Because I was just thinking there, I was kind of goes who that, and then I realized it was like I was thinking of a different name. Yeah, it's all good. He knows enough about me, so I must know him very well.
So yeah, Half-Life. Have you played this one, Tubbs?
Oh yeah, I've seen. As I said to you before, Phil was a big fucking gamer, like a big, massive.
This one was on PlayStation. This one was on PlayStation eventually as well.
But so I would see a lot of these games through his playing them on PC because he was a big PC gamer even back when we were fucking kids. He introduced me to like Doom and things like that. So he definitely introduced me to Half-Life and things like that. But I mean, like as I said, because I wasn't a massive first-person gamer, I wouldn't have stuck a lot of time into these games. Which is kind of shocking, really, because like a lot of them were very good.
This is one of like the first major like 3D first-person games that actually had proper faces and everything.
Yeah.
So when I played it first, it was like,
yeah, it didn't look like their faces were just like this.
God, yes, across.
Like, across their heads.
It was a class storyline as well about aliens. It was very cool. But yeah, there's still people begging for a third game as well. But I don't know if that'll ever happen. Yeah, Half-Life 3 is like a mythical thing out there in the gameverse. Ask Paddy about it, I bet you. He'll tell you. But what's your next choice, Tubbs?
My next choice is one of my favorite Super Nintendo games of all time.
Zombies
Ate My Neighbors.
Yep, I know this.
Fucking game drove me mental, entertained me for years, and fucking it just puts warmness in my heart because I fucking love it. No, it's genuinely one of my favorite games.
It's a great game. To be fair, like.
Hard as fucking balls as well, man.
And that would be a cool new game to make now, wouldn't it?
No. See these pictures down here? We're showing it in first person.
That's probably just a fucking, what do they call it?
Like a mod?
A mod or something. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've never seen that. I've never played that version.
No, neither have I actually.
Unless there was a sequel out that I don't know about.
Zombies, yeah, it's a Doom mod. You can see it small.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah,
cool.
This is the one.
Yes, I mean, man, when that came out in the Super Nintendo, I was like, that is fucking deadly. And it's not when you have all your Mario's and your Donkey Kongs and your like fucking all your main games. This was one that I think at the time flew over a lot of people's heads, but then it became like a massive game as time went on.
Lost Vikings is another one similar to that.
I have it on the list, man. I have it on the list.
Okay, so excuse me. Let's go to this comment. Uh, Star Wars Shadow of the Empire, James McGurk says, and Mick Holland says Battletoads in Battle Maniacs on SNES, hardest game ever. I actually have that on my list as well as the Star Wars one too. So yeah, Battle.
Yeah, that game made me rage quit before I knew what rage quitting was.
My next choice, I think we're getting close to the end now. So some heavy hitters still left, but
Yeah.
I'll go with this one, which isn't so much a heavy hitter, but it's a game I enjoyed the fuck out of. You were speaking about rage there. How about Road Rash?
Oh, yeah.
I absolutely my uncle who's passed away, God rest his soul, got me into this game. He was a mad biker and loved playing. He was like, you know, the Stone Age teenage uncle that everyone has, and he introduced me to this game because he loved bikes. And
this is one of those games that genuinely, if you threw it on right now,
you'd still enjoy it.
You'd still spend an hour solid playing it because it was just so fucking good. Whipping dudes off fucking bikes with chains, man. Who fucking like that? Because I know they have one on the PlayStation Store at the moment. It's like
it's probably not as good though.
No. It's a Road Rage or something like that, but it's still the same concept. But it's this is a classic for a reason. Good fucking choice, man. Good pick.
That motherfucker Viper, I'll never forget him.
Viper, man. Fucking hell.
Yeah, he's the fella in the Hardy books.
Oh, here's one for you. I don't know if you actually even played this or ever heard of it, but you probably have because you played as much games as I have.
Okay.
Pandemonium.
Yep, PlayStation 1.
PlayStation 1. I fucking loved this game. I played it to fucking death when I got it. Because I think, I mean, like, obviously, you know, like with Spyro the Dragon and things like that, you know, the PlayStation had a lot of like platformy based kind of games as well. But this one, man, I fucking loved it. Second one wasn't as good, but the first one was my jam.
So Pandemonium, that's a left field choice.
Yeah.
For me, right, I'm going to throw out one of the big ones. And you know straight away what it is.
See, I
Metal
put
Gear
it on the list,
solid.
but I knew you'd have it.
Again, another game that just made your jaws go, ah. There's so many set pieces in this game, I can't even mention them all, from Grey Fox slashing all those guys in the fucking before the office, from Sniper Wolf to the Otacon thing to the big boss thing, or the Liquid Snake thing, the Torture Rack thing, everything. And I didn't even mention Psycho Mantis.
I mean, as I said, like I have to give my mate Phil a chunk of credit for some of these games because, like, without us kind of like, because like there's some games I would have got and made him play that he probably would never have touched, and this was one of them. Like, he actually put me onto this game, Metal Gear Solid. Because like when I saw it, I was kind of going, I don't know if that'll be any good. And he was like, you have to play it, man. You really have to play it. Jump in and this. We'll take goes or whatever. And I was like, this is fucking class.
It's fucking class.
Yeah, it's really good.
Apparently they're remaking the first one as well for PS5.
I mean, I heard a rumor. I don't know how true this is, but I heard a rumor that they were remaking all of the PS1 versions in a collection.
Like, that would be amazing. I would play the balls out of that.
Yeah.
So next shout, Tubbs.
Okay, so I'm looking here. People said already. They said Bomberman already. I'm trying to think.
Well, if you want to mention you want to mention stuff people said that's cool, like we'll talk about it more.
Yeah, I think I'll go with one of the basic ones. We'll go with Street Fighter because now there was Street Fighter, then there was Street Fighter 2, then there was Street Fighter.
Let's just keep
Turbo, there was
one
Ultra.
franchise.
Yeah, there was a chunk of them, wasn't there?
There was loads, but so where did you
Good
play
old
this?
Street Fighter 2?
Where did you play Street Fighter first, Tubbs?
The first console I ever played Street Fighter on was it came with my Super Nintendo.
Mm.
Like when I got
I remember
Super
the
Nintendo.
box, the Super Nintendo box and all. It had
Yeah,
Street Fighter.
it was the game. I think it was I think we
Honda
got
and
Super
Chun-Li on the box.
Nintendo. I think we got Street Fighter and Mario World, Super Mario World with it. Or maybe it was like we got Street Fighter with the console and we got Mario World. I can't remember, but yeah, the box I remember had Street Fighter on it. But yeah, I fucking loved this game. Like I loved it. And there was even this thing with me and my mate Phil for years, all right? Where I think I told you this was
yeah, you did, yeah.
He could kick my ass with any character I picked, but if I picked Ryu, he could not beat me. And this has been going on for years. Which been fantastic.
What was I going to say? My first time playing Street Fighter was a summer in Kilkee at the arcade and wasting innocuous amounts of change playing that and Mortal Kombat at the same time. So, like, the following Christmas, then I'd never got to play it again, obviously, because we went home and school and all that shit.
Yeah.
So I went home for Christmas, and that Christmas I got a color TV for the first time ever. My first TV, like, and I had a Sega Mega Drive. And inside of the box of the TV was Mortal Kombat in one corner and Street Fighter 2 in the other corner.
So what was it? Was it fucking? I remember it was Mortal Kombat. You said Mortal Kombat. Do you know, was it Mortal Kombat Ultimate? Mortal Kombat 3 Ultimate.
Oh, trilogy was it?
Yeah, I think it was the trilogy version. But I remember Phil was moving out of his old house.
That's the
his
one.
mom's house, and was opening up. I remember he was there. I think he still has it to this day. It's the Super Nintendo cartridge for this game. He had, like, he put it away in a drawer or something, but he found it years later, and it still has it to this day. Like, but I remember there was a little story actually. I remember it was a Super Nintendo game we ran about the Star Wars games a while ago. I remember. Do you remember the place in town? It's a travel agents now, but you go up by the side of. I can't remember what street it's on, but it's Thomas Street is here, and then there's like a car park. The other street.
There used to be a
World of Wonder. It's called
rental shop there as well.
Yeah, World of Wonder.
Yeah,
but I remember we rented out Star Wars Return of the Jedi, and about 10 months later, my father fucking was in the car. I opened the glove compartment, and the game fell out on my lap. And he was like, "Did you not bring that game back?" And I was like, "I completely forgot to." And so 10 months later, I literally at that point, I was never bringing back the game. So then I was just realized, now I have a copy of this game that I only literally had like a day or two to play, so I can just stick it on my Super Nintendo and work away. It was a great day, Brent. It was a good day. There was tons of them.
We're coming up on 8 minutes to go, so let's pick two more. And
we'll pick two more. This was too hard. I mean, I picked 38 games. I don't even think I've mentioned them. But I mean, between you and me and the comments, I think we've covered a chunk of them.
So I picked like Mortal Kombat 3. There was my goal. Just say yeah. So
what I wrote down on my list was Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3.
So fire away in another one. So.
I'll just go with some fucking weird ass ones here. Fucking Desert Strike.
If you want, just name out a few, and I'll name out a few, and we'll leave it at that.
Desert Strike.
I love those. The helicopter.
Remember that game?
Yeah.
And okay, I'll name out 4. Just to do, we have 2 goals each, but we'll name out 5.
Well, I still have another 6 or 7, like, so we won't go on.
That's what I'm saying. So what I'll do is
Yeah.
I'll name out then and see if you can remember them. Desert Strike,
Yep.
Roy
The
Star.
Roy Star. Yeah, on
Remember
the
Roy Star?
PlayStation 1, yeah.
F-Zero,
Yeah, that was class. I loved that.
Aladdin.
Oh, so difficult.
So good though.
And Lion King
And
as well.
Super Double Dragon.
Oh, they're so hard, those games. They're fucking
Yeah.
class. So for me, there's Final Fight, the better version of Streets of Rage, in my opinion. Sonic 2.
Sonic 1 and 2 I had in the list, yeah.
Okay. Pokemon Red Blue took away hours of my life as well. I don't mind admitting it. And my last two, GoldenEye 007
On the list, yeah.
on the N64 and Resident Evil 1 on
On the N64, yeah.
Well, Resident Evil is on the PlayStation, but yeah.
Well, what I did, since you picked them, I had GoldenEye, but on my list I had Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 because they all came out within the 90s.
Did 3 come out in 2000?
Yeah, 99.
Oh, 99 as well.
Yeah.
Fuck, I know it was
I checked it a while ago. I was going to actually fucking all three of them came out in the same decade. All right, so I'll go with my last few picks. Pilot Wings.
Oh, I remember that on the N64.
Pilot Wings, Tekken, GTA 1.
I love the second one as well.
The original one. What was it? Turtles in Time. Primal Rage.
I mentioned that earlier as well. Yeah, that was the
okay. So Stunt Race
that was
FX.
like the animal fighting.
Remember Stunt Race FX?
Yeah.
I've another fucking. I'll just flip through them. Give me 2 minutes. I'll flip through them. Right. Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah.
Resident Evil, Mortal Kombat, Super Mario World, Super Mario All Stars, Super Mario 64. The one on the N64. Zelda Link to the Past. It was the fighting game. Do you remember the fighting game? It was like fucking just the Turtles one. It was the Turtles.
Oh, Tournament Fighters.
Yeah, that was fucking brilliant as well.
Someone
Super
mentioned,
Bomberman series. Abe's Odyssey.
Oh, Abe's Odyssey. You forget all the early
Tekken.
PS1 games. You said Tekken already.
Tekken 2 and 3, Tekken Tag. Die Hard Trilogy.
Oh, fuck.
You remember Wave Race?
Yes.
Yes.
Early release on PS1 as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, just fucking. I have a lot of them here, but we went over the rest of them, like fucking Sonic, Mario, fucking Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2, Street Fighter, Resident Evil, Mortal Kombat, Super Mario World. Yeah, they're fucking. I think I have them all covered on that list.
So just some comments. Damien said, Joe and Max Caveman Ninja. Remember that?
Oh, this is what I love about this. Ones we forget are in the comments.
Mick says Mega Man 2 on the NES. Yeah. And he also says MGS, perfect game. I will say Snake Eater is even more perfect, but that's for another day. Mick says, useless fact, the voice of Liquid Snake is also Leonardo from the TMNT cartoon. And when you think about that, it kind of makes sense.
Wow, I did not know that.
I didn't either. And Tubbs, I've thrown something out there for next week. And when Mick has said groovy. So what I said was next week, kind of to keep the team going, not to move on to the 2000s yet.
Yeah.
Next week, we list out our best and worst video game movies. So Mortal Kombat best, Mortal Kombat Annihilation worst.
Yeah. Okay. Now, and is that of all time or a certain like?
Well, all time, like so.
Yeah, okay. That's perfect. It gives me a week to kind of run over the masses of what fits into what generalizes as a video game movie or an IP that I can jump on.
And we will 100% cover Captain America 4 speculation next week because we had so much stuff to get through this week.
We did.
And of course, there's no Invincible next week. Sadly.
Yes, and there's no Winter Soldier, there's no WandaVision, there's no Mortal Kombat. So yeah, we're gonna have to find some shit to watch.
No, Star Wars: The Bad Batch is starting on Tuesday, May the 4th. Officially Star Wars Day.
Next Tuesday.
This Tuesday coming 2 days from now.
You text me and remind me to watch that shit. So
the first episode is an hour long as well. So could be good. And I would highly recommend watching the Bad Batch episode in Clone Wars as well for some context or whatever. Guys, in the comments, will you be watching?
See what I mean, peeps? All he's doing is giving me homework right now. Like, you should watch the Clone Wars episode of the Bad Batch. So that means I got to watch 2 fuckers, all right, before I got to fucking review them next week.
I am enriching your life, Steve.
I know your game, Regan.
But yeah, so Mick says worst Super Mario Brothers. Hey, Dennis Hopper's a great actor, okay?
Yeah, but I have to agree with him. Okay. I'm just going to throw it out here right now, and it's not. We'll dive into it more next week.
Go on.
I'm going to leave this one for the comments. What was worse, Mortal Kombat Annihilation or Super Mario Brothers the movie? Because they're 2 equally big, massive piles of fucking donkey shit. So,
donkey shit.
Oh.
I think Mortal Kombat Annihilation is worse.
I don't know, man. I haven't watched. See, this is the thing. I've seen Annihilation more recently than I've seen Mario Brothers. But my memory of Mario Brothers was terrible.
I would think they're terrible in different ways, though. I'd say Mario Brothers is terrible as a Mario. They're both fucking awful.
Yeah, they're both fucking terrible movies. I can't do it. You even tried to go like, no, look, there has to be a way to kind of like, no, it's fucking shit.
And they're both like shit.
Which is fucking insane that they've made like a Pikachu film now. They've made a fucking Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
And they're both awesome.
Make a fucking Mario Brothers movie, but make that shit fucking like live action 3D.
Fuck that. Give us another Street Fighter anime.
3D animation like Sonic.
Street Fighter anime. That's what I want. Mick says Annihilation. At least Super Mario Brothers had Megadeth in it. And those tiny-headed Goombas. Before we head off, Saint CD Limerick says, like being in Limerick with the homework, lol. So yeah, someone that knows you, Tubbs.
Did you hear any of my rant?
No, I didn't. You're frozen.
I'm not even joking because I froze and I was like, I don't know if I'm frozen. And you can tell me if I'm frozen, Brian, because I don't know if I'm frozen. And that went on for about 2.5 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank God I was spared.
Yeah, because I mean, you froze. See, it's so fucking weird. When I freeze on the live feed, your camera freezes on my side.
Oh, okay.
It's so fucking weird because I'm still like nattering on going, and then you kind of go, oh man, we lost you for like 5 minutes. I was like, what?
I
my glorious conversation.
I just kept talking.
Out my ass. What the fuck do you mean?
Yeah, so let's finish off with the comments.
Yeah.
Saint City Limerick. I don't know if you heard me when I said these last time.
Okay, go on.
So Saint City Limerick says, like being back in school with the homework, lol. And Mick says, definitely Annihilation. At least Super Mario Brothers had Megadeth in it. So yeah.
Still doesn't make it good though.
No. It also had Bob Hoskins and fucking a good decent cast in it. And obviously John Leguizamo. Less said about him, the better.
Yeah, man.
Okay, guys, thanks for tuning in. It's been another awesome stream, over 2 hours long actually this week. And we'll be back next Sunday, all going well, with some more Culture Cast goodness. And we'll be tackling video game movies, Captain America 4, and all the other latest comic book news and stuff. And also, go on.
No, so we will find some pop culture goodness as the week goes on.
Yeah, definitely. Like the new Miss Marvel, there's pictures out there if you're interested in that. And she looks awesome in costume and stuff. And yeah, so have a good one, boys. And we will see you next time. Stay cultured.
Also, before we go, go check out Red Shoe Diaries. All right? If you've never heard of it, go check it out. Because we're talking 90s. Go check it out. You will not be disappointed. So, Brian, take us home.
Yeah. Oh, I can't say any more after that. I think David Duchovny's in that, isn't he? The truth is out there.
With his dog.
Later, guys. Fuck's sake, dogs.
Mm.
Oh, that was